Hey there, hi y'all, how y'all doing? It's me, Barb, if you haven't met me before, and hello, Barb's besties, and that's what I call the viewers, the subscribers, whatever. But if you're new to the channel, we're here to review Popeyes. Now listen, I've gotten some recommendations from the Barb's besties, and library lady, I didn't forget you. You suggested a while ago, a long time ago, I guess, that I try Popeyes Chicken Tenders. So that's where I'm at. Popeyes Chicken Tenders. Now you all, I know that I did a vlog, a review on their beignets like last spring or something, but I don't know if I've ever had Popeyes chicken before. I don't think I have. So let's pull this out. Oh, it's a cute box, you all. Look at how cute that box is. Oh, you know how I love that kind of stuff. It says, love that chicken, Popeyes. No LA, I don't know what that means. Louisiana, it's Popeyes Louisiana, I think. Famous Louisiana chicken. Well, I would expect it to be spicy. I got the classic, because you know I got that baby tongue of mine. But I'm working on it. We were at, a while ago, we were at a Mexican restaurant, and I said to Penny, now I always get the real mild sauce, and this time I said, Penny, I'm trying the next sauce higher up. I'm going to get my tongue trained to take hotter food so I can review more things. I'm such a weirdo. Hey, there's always time for change. But anyway, so isn't that the cute box, though? I think that's cute. Well, let's see what we got in here. Okay, it was 3 chicken tenders, and then I went ahead and I asked her if the biscuits were good. And she said, oh, we're famous for our biscuits. So I got 1 biscuit because I thought, oh, I should try it. Excuse me. Yes, baby, it's cold outside. Okay, look at that. That's what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it very well, you all. So that's what I got. And it looks like more than 1 chicken tender. I got 1. Well, that's a small one. 2. So it's 3, and then there's a small one. But look at this one. They're funny. They're thin. Look at how thin they are. So it'll be interesting. Okay, let me get out. I told myself I would have a tray by my anniversary. Rap, rap. I didn't have one. Well, I've been looking at them. I'm not a carpenter, and I'm just not snappy on things like this. Things that kind of like, I don't know, it's not furniture, but trying to figure it out. I guess I could measure and all that stuff, but I think I'm just going to get a couple and then just try them out. But I did see one, but now I can tell it was going to be too narrow. Would have just fallen. But anyway, okay, so then we got wild honey mustard. I just asked, I thought there were 2 kinds of honey mustard, but she gave me the wild honey mustard. Oh, I'm going to be wild today. It's probably spicy. I'm going to try. Okay. I'm kind of excited. I'm drooling. Because, I got to try something new today. Thank you, library lady, for the suggestion. This winter, I'm going to try to get through. Now, some I won't be able to because they were seasonal, and maybe this summer I can go back to them. But I'm going to keep working on them, so go ahead and throw out ideas. Even if it's something you don't really care for, maybe I will, or who knows. But anyway, okay. Chicken tenders by Popeyes. Well, they're so thin. I mean, it looks very crispy. But see how thin they are? It's got me stumped. Okay, let me take a bite, right? Mmm. 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 Got a little spice to it, and this is the classic. It's a little kick to it for a classic, but it is Louisiana chicken. The Christmas is nice and light. But look at how little chicken is in there. I mean, my goodness. They don't waste much chicken. Oh, gosh, I've written on my hand again. I write things on my hand so I don't forget. I'm going to get it off. It's so weird that way. I used to do that as a kid, and lately I've just been starting to do it again. I'm such a weirdo. Anyway, I think I got it off. Excuse me, I'm spitting. So it's got a little spicy kick to it. Very little chicken in there, though. But maybe another piece will. Well, hang on. Let me take a drink of water. So you know what I'm going to say? Wait a minute. I got a piece of chicken stuck between my teeth. Does that ever happen to you? Now, are you the kind of person that will tell somebody if they have something stuck between their teeth, or will you just not because you're afraid you'll embarrass them? I'm the kind, I'll pull them aside and say, hey, listen, you got something on your teeth. Now, see, maybe I got lipstick. I don't know. I know I've taken some pictures of myself for these reviews, and I had lipstick on my teeth. I don't care. Okay, I'm gonna take a bite of this biscuit. Here's the biscuit. See, just a little biscuit. Biscuits are the thing down south. Mmm. Mmm. Buttery. It's got a little sweetness to it. Mmm. Some biscuits are really dry and they aren't buttery. Mmm. That's all sorts of fun. I could even lick the outside. It tastes a little sweetness. Oh, it's fun. Excuse me. So how are you all doing? You doing all right? If you're not, it's okay. We all struggle. Just because I do these reviews doesn't mean that I have downtime or I don't have time that I'm frustrated and stuff. Goodness, usually now, at least one day out of the week, I call it my vegetable day. I said, oh, this is going to be a vegetable day. And I just kind of sit there and take naps and maybe read a little, but usually I'm on Netflix or YouTube or something, just staring at stuff. Love Island. I watch Love Island. I'm hooked on the UK Love Island. Well, once you start one episode, you're hooked in. At least I am. I don't like the review. They do a one, I don't know, every couple episodes they'll do this review and they show little clips. I always skip those ones. But anyway, Crazy Daisy. Well, Daisy's not here. She hasn't been with me quite a bit because it's been too cold or she was tired or something like that. So, but I hope to get her back in the car soon. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to say it's barbecue time. It's BBQ. Time for questions. I have a question. Sophia Petrelos. I don't know how to pronounce your name, Sophia. Sophia Petrelos, buddy. She said, tell us about your New York City days and California days, and how did you come to North Carolina? Well, those are 3 questions, really. And I think they'd all take a long time. So I think that I'm just going to talk about how I got to North Carolina. And that was back in 1984. 84, 94, 2004, 2014. Is it 84? Yeah. It's 28 years, 29 years. I don't know how long I've been here. This is 2023. And I came in January. So it's 39 years I've been here. I was going to come for 6 months to a year. Well, I'll tell you why. How I got here. I was in New York City. This is so funny. They're so thin. I guess people like it that way. Well, that's got a little bit of chicken in there. I can't explain to you how thin they are. Can you tell? Let me dump it in the sauce. I like the honey mustard sauce. It does have a little kick to it, but it's got a sweetness too. I would say these chicken, I can see why people get hooked on these. But I tell you, for as thin as they are, it's mostly all the crispy stuff. They're pretty high in calories. And I tell you, this is going to be my beef today. And I don't like to share too many beefs. But I was surprised how much this cost. Where's my... So the chicken tender... Oh, excuse me, I just spit. The 3 chicken tenders cost $7.29. The biscuit itself was $1.29. So the total, with food tax, which was 79 cents, the total was $9.37 for 3 tenders and a biscuit. I kind of feel like that's high. But I guess everything's high nowadays. I tell you, oh God, I'm just spitting out food. I'm so gross. I'm sorry, you all. But you know, I tell you, sometimes I just go, well, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'd rather go to a restaurant and get takeout and get a nice salad or something, which I got to start doing more of. I thought I couldn't do a salad vlog review, but I did at Carver's. I got to go back to Carver's. That chicken salad. Oh my God. I got to get back there. It's across town. I'm away across town. I'm in Swannanoa. No, am I in Swannanoa? I might be in Black Mountain. I don't know where I'm at right now. I think I'm in Swannanoa. But anyway, it's way east of Asheville. Well, it's not way east. It's just down the road. But kind of, sort of. Anyway, let me take another bite of this. So, this is the thing. For me, I'm sorry, I'm looking at this lady because she looks like an old neighbor of mine. Excuse me. Her daughter was going to start vlogging, but didn't, I don't think. Okay. Oh, her daughter is Zan, who did a Starbucks video with me a while ago. Her mom's really cool, too. They moved, but they just in the neighborhood away or so. No, that's not her. Do you ever do that when you see somebody go, ha, and then you go, ooh, it's not you. Now go, oh, you got a double. Anyway, there was a while there here in Asheville. This was decades ago. People would stop me all the time saying, you have a double. You have a double. It was so funny. When I moved here, I had never met another Barbara Norton. I had lived, of course, I was raised in Michigan. I think I've already told you that. And I had lived in California. I lived in, of course, New York City. But I had been in Pennsylvania and in Maine. I didn't mention that before. I spent 3 summers in Maine, out in Portland, Maine, Camp Sebago. And I'd never met another Barbara Norton. I moved down here, and there's a Norton community. I never met other Nortons. And my name is Barbara Jo Norton, officially. I know, I go by Barb. But there was another Barbara J. Norton, and another Barbara Jo Norton, but there were 4 other Barbara Nortons in our county, and one was, I honestly can't remember, but she was like a day difference than me. Our birthdays were like, I think it was a day difference or a year difference. I'm almost sure it was a day difference, and she went by Barbara Jo Norton. That was weird, and I almost met her once. Well, I can't remember. I think it's when I fractured my elbow, and she had fractured her arm, and they had gotten the records mixed up, and I got hers, and I'm like, this isn't right. I broke my hip then. I didn't break my leg. And it was kind of like all these things happened to her around the same time that happened to me, but it would be like if I fractured my wrist, she broke her hand or her whatever. I can't remember how it all went, but it was kind of like she broke her leg when I fractured my hip and all those kind of things. It was very weird. But anyway, so then I thought, I got to meet this person. And then when I'm telling another story. I have to tell another story next vlog. But anyway, and then when I fractured my elbow, I think I told you this, didn't I? Well, I'm going to finish the story. For those of you who haven't heard, sorry. But anyway, I was in physical therapy, and it hurt like a son of a gun. I mean, you know, like when you hit your elbow and you're just going to go crazy, you hit your funny bone. That was like 24/7 for 2 weeks. It was hard to smile. But anywai, in my PT, I was telling this woman, she said, telling her about the mix-up of the medical files, the medical records. And she goes, oh, she's here today. She's coming right in, excuse me, right in after you. And she said, but I was in so much pain, I said, I just got to go right now. And to this day, I wish I had met her. But anyway, have you seen those movies where the documentaries when they go meet all the people in the United States or around the place that have their name, and they're all so different. Anyway, names are funny. Do you know what Barbara means? It means stranger in a strange land. I kind of felt that way for a long time. Anyway, okay, so how do I gonna rate these, you all? You know, library lady, I can see why these are your favorites. Or maybe they're not your favorites. You're just curious how you react. I say there's not enough chicken in it for me. That one has. I think they're very fun. I don't know if I'd get it again. I might. If I was traveling. I love this wild honey mustard sauce. It's a little kick at the end, but not bad. An 8. Maybe a 7. I think the sauce makes it an 8. Yeah. I think I already told you guys how I got to North Carolina, didn't I? I think I did. I was looking for an undergraduate school to finish my degree when I was 27. And I was looking at Smith College, but they didn't have undergraduate at that time, I don't think. And so, came on 60 Minutes, the school Warren Wilson in Swannanoa, and work-study program. Awesome school. Awesome school. I worked on the farm. I worked at the Head Start program. I worked on the farm. I worked on the landscape crew. I loved it there. You know, in the mornings you go, there's only 400 students there. Now I think there's like over 800. But you go there, and I go, in the mornings I'd work on the farm crew. Then I'd go to classes. Then I'd have dinner. And then my good buddy Liz and I, we would go walking up the mountains and stuff. It was so wonderful. And then I go do the homework or whatever. It was just it was a great combination for me to be outside, then go inside, then be outside. And the farm crew was known for their we always smelled like manure, because you know, the cow manure and everything. I worked with the cows a lot. Ooh, I loved it. I loved it. Loved it. I think I've told you that stuff before, so I apologize. Oh, goodness. There's so many things to share. I'm enjoying this. I know I have a favorite chicken fingers, but to this day, I cannot remember whose. I can see myself eating them. It's a light, flaky crust. I would definitely say it's 2 thumbs up. A number, I think the biscuit has a little sweetness to it. It's real different. It kind of reminds me of those biscuits at Red Lobster. But those are smaller. These I'd give probably a 7 to, maybe an 8. I don't know, probably a 7.5. You all don't ask me to do total numbers. Ann Pearsall was asking me to, what would I think if I didn't do half numbers? I'd go crazy. Sometimes I want to do quarter numbers. I'm just a mess that way. I tell you all, this is kind of fun. You know what I like about this is I go to places I'd never go before. I'm bad that way. I mean, if I find something I like, I always go to it because it's tried and true. It's just like at restaurants. I hope those people are okay. Think about them. I always think about the ambulance drivers. Think about the person. Think about the doctors waiting for them. That everything, you know, that it'll all work out. And you know, even when something doesn't work out, time can give you perspective and go, oh, thank goodness, that served me. I know times in my life where I just devastated and I thought it's never going to work out, and how am I going to get out of this mess? And I look back now going, thank goodness that happened. And at the time I was devastated, but it was kind of like, that brings you to another place, you know, whether it's of healing or of learning or of just evolving. I don't know. That's what I think. You guys may think I'm a bunch of garbage, and that's okay. But anyway, so I didn't tell you the reason how I got to New York because I feel like I've already told you. But bottom line was I was living in New York City, and I was not happy. A friend of mine asked me if I was happy or not. I've already told you this. Anyway, and I just started crying, and then realized I was really lonely and wasn't happy. And I always thought I'd live in New York City the rest of my life and do theater and da-da-da. But, you know, you're away a lot. Well, I was away a lot. I do, like, you know, dinner theater and stuff, and you'd be away for a couple months or, I don't know, quite a few months. And then, you know, even if you did a different show, you'd still be away. And so you couldn't really keep a long-term relationship. But anyway, I just ended up, Warren Wilson was on 60 Minutes, and there was a girl on a tractor when I got the brochure, and I said, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be on that tractor. And sure enough, I was. I worked on the farm. I always had a dream when I was a kid to work on a farm. I loved it. I loved being outside. Anyway, I thought I'd be here for 6 months to a year just to finish off my degree. I tell you, some of my friends would call me and say, Barbara, when are you coming back? I said, I'm halter breaking cattle. I'm having a great time. And they're like, huh? And then when I go back to New York City, they say, put on some more makeup. When I come here, they say, take off some more makeup. So I kind of got in between anyway. Isn't it funny how it's just different norms everywhere? So if you don't fit in, you're probably just in the wrong place. You just got to find your flowers. What do they say? You know, it's kind of like, what is it, zebras? That you get your, oh God, where is it? Where's my, well, this is, I have a lot of, I like unique keychains, but this is a painted zebra. And Do you know the whole thing? And then I'm going to close this off. I think I'm taking too long in this vlog. But anyway, the zebra, I don't know if you know, but they have, when you shave them, their stripes are on their skin. So they're, so they are a zebra. And the cool thing about them is when they're in a pack, when they're in the same group, they all blend in, and all the stripes confuse the predators like lions and stuff. So it's when one is lame or one doesn't fit in with the, lags behind, that often they end up being prey. But the thing I like about this is that it's a good reminder to remember that sometimes when you don't feel like you fit in with the people you're around, you just may not have found your people. And so sometimes it's good to move around or try new things, and you'll find your people. When you find your people, you feel comfortable in your skin. People understand you, and you're safer. Kind of like zebras. You're safer when you're in your group. But anyway, and you might just be safer emotionally, and that's wonderful. Oh gosh, I am talking too much. I've enjoyed this Popeyes. I think, the chicken fingers, I think I've already given it a number. I sure hope I have. I think it's like an 8. Maybe it's not enough chicken for me, so I bring it down to a 7. And the biscuit, it's got a sweetness, but a little tanginess to it. It's real interesting. It's fun. The middle part is a little not as interesting, but it's a fun. I would give it a 7 or an 8, 1 out of 10. But I enjoyed it. And, look at how thin this one is. I can't explain to you. You can't see how thin they are. But anyway, they're fun. Oh, I'm dripping. Anyway, you all, I hope you take good care of yourselves. Please be nice to yourself. You are a precious, precious soul. And even if you don't know it or you don't feel it, sometimes I don't feel it. But that's just part of being human or humming. Anyway, you all, take care. Happy trails to you. Until we meet again. Doodly-doo. Bye-bye now.